already
remember.
listed.
Miss Beavers. It's also on their name tags.
Okay, it's also called, but let's pretend like it wasn't underneath. Okay. So I have my hand up. I'm waiting for Miss Cellini. Miss Cellini's gonna come up. Yes, Brookie. I'm gonna say, Miss Cellini, I don't know how to spell orange. And she's gonna go, well, what letter does orange start with? Oh, I know. It starts with O. And then Miss Cellini will write it in my book for me. But if Miss Cellini's busy, if she's busy, because teachers get so busy, what am I going to do? If my teacher's busy, what am I going to do? Sound it out. Sound it out. Sound it. What am I going to do? Sound it. I'm going to sound it out. So Miss Cellini, she's busy. I'm sounding it out. I got an orange, so I'm going to go, okay. Think of it. Orange. And then I do what? Finger face. Pumpkin. Okay, I'm done. No. I'm done. No. I'm done. I need a period. Okay, so I'm going to pretend we're going to fast forward. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Hands and start. We're going to fast forward. We're going to pretend. So Miss Beavers wrote about her orange pumpkin. She wrote about her bumpy hayride. She wrote about the candy. She wrote about the corn maze. Let's pretend like Miss Beavers wrote more words. And she wrote about all this stuff. Okay? Now I'm done. What's going to happen when I'm done? I'm going to do this. Look at me. Eyes on me. I'm going to raise my hand. And Miss Cellini's going to come over. And this is what Miss Cellini's going to do. She's going to go. Great job, Brookie. You put your name on your paper. Very good. Then she's going to go. Good job. You put a capital. I went to the pumpkin patch. And she's going to say, I know that you meant to say went because I didn't sound out what you wrote, but this is the right way to spell went. So I'm going to fix this for you. Is Brooke in trouble? No. No. She did her best. She sounded it out, and now Miss Cellini has fixed it for her. To the pumpkin patch, I got an orange. This is.
Oh, did I just do the same thing?
Mhm.
Oh no. Okay,
It's
anyways,
okay.
so what? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I think just being consistent and having that you went from telling them finger space and then them telling you, oh, I need finger space, oh, I need a period. So like the capitalization check, finger space check, period check, doing that in every writing lesson is being consistent, and then that way they know to look for it in their own writing.
And the other thing too is in your think alouds, that's one of the strategies is you can play dumb.
Yeah, it's
Like I'm done, and
Yeah.
then they'll be like, no.
then they like to correct you. Yeah, and then also like they were thinking of strategies on their own that you didn't even say, like sounding it out and like where to look, and that was really helpful.
So I definitely think that that'll be beneficial for you. So what I'd like to do is I would like to go ahead and look at the writing today, and then think about moving forward what you can incorporate into the lesson based on what we've observed.
Okay.
So we can kind of take like a general maybe consensus, and maybe I don't know if you want to like maybe take some notes, and we'll just kind of look. So look here, this scholar here appears to have good finger spacing. Seems to be on the right track. What are you seeing with this scholar?
It looks like the scholar really, well, they used their words, like they looked for the word orange and pumpkin patch spelled correctly. They also sounded out carved, which is really good because there's no way they would have known how to spell carved. And they just went and they actually were using the lines, but I think they need some help with the lines.
Okay, so that might be something you want to model for them in your
Writing
next
on the
think
lines.
aloud is the importance of putting the letters correctly on the lines. Something else that you observe.
is the letter I is not always capital, and that's a rule that I should explain.
And how, like, and based on like the observation and just what we saw, you could play dumb with the rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my I's good, it's good. No, it needs to be a capital, and so that can remind them that they always need to capitalize I when it's speaking for itself.
Mm-hmm.
What do you notice about this one?
She started every sentence with I.
Starting every sentence with I. I like, I this, I went, I that. And over time, you know, maybe until they are able to write their basic sentences, that this will be, I don't want to say it's not great, it'll be okay. But once they're able to actually form a sentence,
change their subject.
we need to definitely do that. So that could be something you could start to point out now as a means of differentiation for some of your higher scholars.
Mm-hmm. So let's see, that one I actually did a correction on. So I started doing what you said with the highlighting, writing the correct letter, like that's should be capital, so he could write over it, trace over it. Looks like we need to go over the parts of a sentence too again and review, because we've already gone over what 2 parts you need, a noun and a verb.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can, after maybe doing another day, to say, okay, now does every sentence have a noun and a verb?
So adding that to the checklist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, this one looks like it needs work on the spacing.
The spacing, and also word recognition, like in an environment, because we have that spelled and it's not spelled correctly.
Okay.
Maybe going over reviewing capitals again, making
Mm-hmm.
sure every capital happens in the beginning and only proper nouns.
And what you might want to do even is, in the Think Aloud, you can play dumb,
Mm-hmm.
but you could also even have like create a writer's checklist,
and just like have so that they know it.
and you could have it up as an anchor chart, and you could have it maybe every time that you guys do writing or teach a writing lesson, you have the writer's checklist up right there, so you can go through it with them, and or you could put it like on your chart paper right there,
Oh, that's a good idea.
and then you can be like, okay, did I put a capital? Yes. Did I do
Mm-hmm.
this? And you could even leverage when your scholars be a leader, come up with a pointer, and they could point to the steps.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And maybe something that you could try. Ooh, this is some good writing.
This was another one. I think she started every sentence with I, but so that's definitely a rule I would go over. And I could do it for her because
She's ready.
yeah.
Let's see.
This one, I talked about sequencing because he said I picked an orange pumpkin, and then he said I went to the pumpkin patch, and I said, well, do you pick a pumpkin first or do you go to the pumpkin patch first? And so I helped him to realize that you need to have an order. You know, you can't just pick the pumpkin and then go. You have to pick it at the pumpkin patch. So we put a number 1 and a number 2 to say which sentence should go first when we rewrite it.
Okay.
He wasn't here yesterday.
The and.
A lot of them were right in the end.
So this one I'm seeing a lack of ending punctuation.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would do is I would go through all of these and I would pick like the most common error that you're seeing, because you don't want to like throw all this out at once. It'll be way too overwhelming.
Right.
But maybe pick 1 or 2 things in your next lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever content you're teaching,
Mhm.
focus on those in regards to grammar.
Mm-hmm.
Once you feel like the kids have those down, then sprinkle in 2 or 3 more. Then 2 or 3 more. So your key lever I have is for you to incorporate the writer's word book.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see that. I would also like you to select 2 areas based on what we've looked at
Common
that-
errors.
that you think need to be definitely reinforced when you revisit this draft.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
So what I want you to do is, after me, I want you to finish going through these,
Mm-hmm.
pick out the 2 common errors that you
Okay.
think you need to revise, and then I want you to think of the best delivery method during your I do or your modeling.
Okay.
Again, there's lots of ways you can do it, but I think that if you model as a first grader, you're teaching them those tools so that they're not stagnant and they're not stuck. Because if you do it perfect, the reality is they're 6, theirs isn't going to be perfect, and so they need
get
to have
frustrated.
Yeah, they need to have those tools to know. Okay, if Miss Cellini's helping my neighbor, I can look at the word wall.
And and we actually started incorporating that this week. So the more that they can see how to use it, it'll be way more beneficial and useful for their tools.
Okay, so I'm really excited for this. I really would like you. I'd like you to kind of, if you don't mind, do you want to try it? Do you want to try like doing a think aloud real quick, just on paper, of like writing a sentence?
For
any topic, I don't care. Just to kind of practice.
So think of a delivery method for it,
or model like kind of how I did, and kind of show me like what you could do.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, and you can just do it on this paper.
Okay, so
maybe like write a sentence about like I like eating pizza, and what you would do if you were a first grader in your class.
Okay, so modeling like how I would write the sentence.
How you would write it and what you...
As a teacher?
Okay. Like if you were going to deliver it tomorrow.
Okay.
Like moving forward
from today.
Using some of the things that we've talked about today.
Okay. So if I was writing a sentence about what I had last night for dinner, I would want to think about what I had for dinner and how I could put that into a sentence. Now, I need to remember and make sure that I'm having a noun and a verb so that it's a complete sentence. And when I write it down, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to just be words that I can sound out. That way, when I come and check it, I can see that you tried sounding them out. So if I was writing, I had pizza for dinner, I would write the word I as a capital sentence, because we know every letter starts with they.
Capital.
Next, I need to make sure.
Watch your wording. You said I starts with a capital sentence.
Oh, I need to say every sentence starts with a capital.
Right.
Before I teach the rule of I. Okay. So I would say every sentence starts with a capital letter. What does my I need, or does the first letter need to be capital?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next, I have my
finger space.
I had pizza. Now, pizza sounds like a really hard word. I need to think about how I might spell that. Is it on my word wall? Let's look at my word wall. I don't see any words with a P under my word wall. So where else can I look? I can look in my book. I can look under pizza. Pizza. And look and see if it's on here. But you know what? I don't think pizza is in here. So I'm going to try and sound it out and wait until Miss Cellini can come and check it. So I'm going to say pizza. Eatsa. Pizza. I had pizza 4. Well, I know there's a number 4. There might be 2 types of 4. So I'm going to try and put down the one I think is right. 4. Dinner. Dinner. And then I need to make sure I check my sentence. So I need to make sure, does my beginning of the sentence start with a capital letter? Do I have a finger space? And do I end in a period? I'm done. Am I done?
No.
I need to make sure I end it in an ending mark. So I'd have a period. And then I could go around and correct it. I don't know if you want to show that. But
yeah. Okay, so then again you could go through that process of, and that would be a good time too to even introduce editing marks and show if you come around and.
Yeah. And I could also do the differentiation because, obviously this word is longer than this word, but I could do that.
All right. So I look forward to the next time I observe you and seeing some of these think alouds.
I'm excited now. I feel like having you do it made me, and do it with my class. I don't know. It was more effective for me to learn how to do it more effectively. So I'm excited to do it.
All right. Well, like I said, I'll be in there, and if you need more support or if you need me to do anything, I'm happy to do it. And I'm excited to see. I think they're off to a really good start.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Okay.